Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got a very special treat for you. We're going to install all of this Google Nest equipment in my house. Let's get started. So this project all started when we decided to replace our current thermostat with a Google Nest thermostat. We wanted something that had a little bit more control, that we could change the temperatures without getting up out of bed, to be quite honest. And after doing some research, we found that the Google Nest best fit our needs. We also had a need to replace our current doorbell camera with something that connected back to a service we were actually using. Our previous doorbell cam was installed from an alarm company that we're no longer using, and so it didn't really serve much of a purpose other than a doorbell. So we decided to go with the Nest doorbell cam. And then finally, we just wanted a little bit more coverage and security for our front and backyard. So we picked up a 2-pack of Nest cams for outdoor use. The first project I tackled was installing the thermostat. I wanted to make sure that we could integrate that successfully into our network and that it would control our thermostat. I live in Florida and it's currently hot even though it's October. So here's my install of the Nest thermostat. Before starting a project like this, it's always a good idea to turn off the power at the breaker. The second step in this process is to remove the old thermostat. What I'm doing here is I'm checking the current wiring against the wiring that I'll need to do for the Nest thermostat. There is a how-to video inside the Google Home app that will help you out with this, including showing you which wires go where. They also include a handy set of stickers so that you can label your wiring prior to unplugging everything from the old thermostat. With all the wires labeled, it's now time to remove the old base plate to prepare to install the new base plate. Once the old base plate has been removed, you can then install the Google Nest thermostat base plate. And then it's just a matter of plugging all the wires back into their corresponding slots on the new base plate. This step took me a little while because we have a secondary device you can see on the right, which is a dehumidifier. And I had to make sure that all the wires were in correctly for both devices. And the rest of the setup process for the Nest thermostat is all done inside the Google Home app. Next up was the Nest doorbell. As with the previous install, the first step in this process is to cut power to the doorbell. I then removed the old doorbell and its mounting bracket, making sure not to cross the wires and trip the doorbell. Aided by my beautiful assistant, we set the doorbell up with a 20-degree tilt to get the best view of the front door. I start by securing the mounting bracket to the wall, ensuring that it is also level with the wall and the ground. I then added the wiring adapters provided in the box for the Nest doorbell. Next, I needed to add the mounting plate to the bracket so that the Nest doorbell will stay on the bracket securely. And just like with the thermostat, the rest of the setup is done in the Google Home app. And then it was on to the final phase of the project, the Google Nest camera setup. Now, since both of these setups were practically the same thing, I'll just kind of go over them as they're rolling above my head. All I really had to do was get up on a ladder, figure out basically where I wanted the cameras to go, and since they're battery powered, all I had to do was mount a bracket, which is 2 screws, take the base, snap it on and twist, and mount the camera. The rest of the setup was all done in the Google Home app, and now I've got a camera in both the front and the backyard monitoring everything. So what is my overall impression of the Google Nest suite of products? So far, I'm pretty impressed. All the setup was done through QR codes and inside the Google Home app. Setup was very simple, very basic, and they made it so that anybody with any kind of skill level can follow. I think the most daunting part of any one of these projects was rewiring the HVAC controls. I especially like the fact the camera system is battery powered so that I could move these cameras anywhere on the house that I want to. All the alerts and notifications will come to our phones, whether we have iPhone or Android. All we need is the Google Home app, and it's all integrated into stuff that we already use. Only time will tell how long the batteries actually last, but I'll be making some setting tweaks along the way. I thank you for watching this video and hope you've enjoyed watching it as much as I've enjoyed making it. And if you do have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Thank you for watching and have a great day.